What's up, my Grimlets, and YouTube? If you're new here, welcome. For one of my 31 subscribers, thank you. I'm not huge. I'm nobody really, but I know I haven't posted in a minute. I am still hobbled up, doing what the doctor said, wearing my boot, doing my stretching, that kind of stuff. I go back to the doctor next week, so we'll see how that goes. But what I have been doing in the meantime, the reason I don't have any videos out, I am editing one of the old videos from November when I was putting the front diff in. It'll be out probably this weekend, so you guys can check that out. But I did want to give you guys a little taste of what else I'm filming this weekend. My buddy Ryan, or Xander, as some of you may know him, might be coming over to help me do a couple things on the trucks, plural, my truck and the boys' truck. In the meantime, the reason I haven't filmed anything or worked on the trucks is I've been redoing my bathroom. It's something that had to be done. My tub started leaking. Ripped that thing all the way down to the subfloor, replaced the subfloor, replaced all the drywall. I'm redoing wiring. I redid all the plumbing, so that has eaten up most of my time. With me hobbling around in a boot, I can't just go at it, so it's taken a lot longer than it probably should have. But that's the way stuff goes. Following the doctor's orders, she told me, not to just sit around, but when I'm up, I need to be wearing a boot, so that's what I've been doing. So anyway, let's talk about the videos coming up. Obviously, I am not sponsored by any of these couple of products I'm about to show you. But I have come to really like the one company. I haven't done anything with the other company yet. And the one that I do like is a company called Evil Energy. So I needed some new fuel line. I got on, started searching. Obviously, there's trillions of different places on Amazon and everyone else you can buy fuel line from. And it's all, let's face it, it's all coming out of China. So, However, this company stood out. Their line was a higher PSI rated. It's a more genuine company. Unlike half the stuff that's on Amazon, it has a legit business name that I can read. So I went with them. And then on the truck, we have been fighting fuel stuff. So I know in previous videos, I was talking about showing you guys how to use a Wix, fuel filter that has a return line for the tank, because we were running stock fuel pump to a carburetor. So you have to get your fuel pressures down. For this Edelbrock, it's between 6 and 7 psi, which is pretty standard, I believe, for most carbs out there. Well, obviously, that fuel pump for the TBI that used to be on here puts out way more pressure than that. So it was a kind of complicated thing. So we tried running this Wix filter down by our other inline fuel filter, which is a stock style filter, and it wasn't working. Basically, what this is supposed to do is once it gets pressure in it to a certain point, when it starts to overpressure, it sends this fuel back through this return line, right? Well, on top of that, we had this awesome contraption. Where did I just put it? Right here. Which is a fuel regulator system. This was just a cheapo one that I found on Amazon that would work. Came with a gauge, goes all the way up to 15 psi. The setup is not bad. It's a little wonky because you got 15 different fuel things. So with that down there, it would pressure, and then once we got to the regulator, I couldn't get it to stay at a steady between 6 and 7 psi because it was just returning all the fuel. So we moved it up closer to the carb, and then we had that in line right after it, and it would do the same thing. So this thing basically is just returning all the fuel. So no fuel is getting up to the carb. And what is just a trickle. It's not 6 psi. It's you know, a baby peeing, basically. That's all it is, a little dribble here and there. So, I started looking at the Evil Energy Company. And these dudes have a solution already packaged for the exact application, style of application that I'm doing. These guys have absolutely everything, from fuel cells, complete fuel systems that come with fuel cells, fuel lines, fuel pumps, regulators, absolutely everything that you can need, not just for a carb application, but for EFI applications. They have their own throttle bodies. These dudes cover the gamut on fuel stuff, which is why I'm growing to like this company. I think most of the fuel stuff I do in the future is all going to be through them. So let's take a look at this. What this is their fuel pressure regulator. So what this does, and this is all, you know, steel. So basically what you have here is you've got your outlet here, you have your inlet here, and then it already has a built-in return. And then you can adjust your pressure here. It comes with your actual gauge, which screws onto the front of here. It also comes with AN style fittings. This is all in one kit. And combined between that Wix filter and this regulator, it's basically the same price. So I kind of screwed myself thinking I could do something that, let's face it, didn't work. So that's how you learn, man. You're going to spend money. Those things will not go to waste. I can use them somewhere else. This regulator I can throw on my Nova. Once I get it back up and running, I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing over there. I have some ideas kicking in my brain, but I haven't fully come to that yet. So I'll let you know when I get there. I'm more focused on the kids' truck. Like I said, it comes with everything. It comes with your Allen key. It comes with your tape. It comes with this style of mounting bracket. It already has a built-on mounting bracket that you can take off and switch depending on where you want to put the application. So, the cool thing about ordering parts, stickers. We're going to take this. Once this truck gets done, we're going to figure out where we're going to put all these. But we have a sticker drawer. So this is everything in it. Evil Energy, SS tubes, the stainless steel tubes that we used, Hedman headers, OPR Open Road. That's actually the Blackbeard fire starters, which are in my pack up there. That's a We the People holsters. Rough Country sticker. The Edge stickers from my programmer. Viridian from a Red Dot that I got. More SS tubes. Raised Hunting. Rhino USA Recovery, which those are the shackles that are on the front of there. So we got a few stickers. We're going to figure out where we got to put them. But this is a top quality part, and it cost me, I can't remember offhand. I ordered it a little bit ago, and it's just been sitting because, like I said, I've been busy. But I believe in the ballpark of $75. It appears to be quality. We're going to try to put this on and see if that solves our fuel issue. Once we have the fuel issue figured out, we know it has spark because I've shocked myself twice checking to make sure we have spark. I, like an idiot, have shocked myself twice. So we have fuel. Once we get this on, hopefully that works. We'll have fuel. We have spark. We obviously have air. The carb is there. It has been sitting, so we may end up having to go through it. The one thing I have not checked yet is compression. I don't even have a compression tester. I just figured out. But this motor ran, drove everything when I parked it. We didn't tear anything apart. We didn't do anything to it. So I don't think it's a compression issue. I think it's a fuel issue. Also, the fuel, there was just a minuscule amount in the tank. And we threw fresh fuel on top of it, but it's coming out pretty gross. So I don't know if I'm going to have to empty the tank, or we're just going to try to dump some more fresh fuel on top and see if we can get it to go. I just want it to drive. Once we can run all that crap that's in there out, it'll be just fine. So let's get on to what we're doing to the big boy truck, the Dodge. So we have a family trip coming up. It'll be the first time I'm towing the camper with my truck. We'll have no problems whatsoever. It's a 3/4 ton. My camper weighs 6,000 pounds. It's not even going to notice it's there. But I'm sure some of you have seen on Instagram, Facebook, if you're on TikTok, I'm too old for that crap, but if you're on there, I'm sure this has popped up. And it is the Tiburon Suspension Enhancement System. So what it does is replaces your stock bump stops. So you take your bump stop out, you've got a bolt here, which is where the one end screws in or bolts in, and then these bolt to your stock mounts. So basically what this is they're a proprietary blend of their own style of rubber. So basically this lowers your bump stop down, and as you're riding, because it is made out of rubber, it essentially is not going to stop the axle from moving, but the way this is designed, it will actually absorb that and let that still travel just a bit. So when you go to install these, you got to measure out your height from the bottom of this to the axle. And you want, like, I think it's somewhere from 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches. I have to read it again. So basically, when you're unloaded, you still have that travel. But when you're loaded, it'll basically be sitting there. It stops the back end of your truck from sagging. If this isn't tall enough, it comes with a top-mounted little shim there. Comes with all your hardware. Comes with instructions. And hey, another sticker. So a lot of companies have gotten away from stickers. If you are a car guy or even some other things out there, it's always nice to know that a company gives a crap about you. And it can be as small as just throwing a sticker in there. You know, yeah, we don't ask for much. We're dudes, most of us. There are some ladies on the channel. Thank you for watching. This may not be your normal thing, but I appreciate you on here. I know I have at least 2 or 3 female subscribers. By looking at my analytics, there's only 31 of you, so it's pretty easy to figure out. But those are things we were doing this weekend. Hopefully, we can get you a starting video of the truck. If this solves the fuel issue and that solves the issue that we're having with it not running, it was backfiring like crazy. I realized I had the distributor out 180. I got that all taken care of. I found a video of a dude who does it completely different than everyone else, and it worked perfect for me. So maybe I'll talk you through that at some point. What I don't also know is this used to be a TBI, so it has O2 sensors, it has throttle position sensors, stuff like that. I don't know if there's something in the brain of this thing that is not allowing it to fire. However, the starter turns over, we have spark, we have fuel. None of that should matter. All that should do is kick on the check engine light, which is a 90. I'm not going in there to clear anything. My kid's just going to drive with an engine light on. So, hopefully we can get you a video of this. I do have some plans, actual plans. Once we get this thing fired, we're going to be throwing the rest of the front end and stuff on it. My brain has been just a turning on things. Stuff I have planned with the Nova, which is going to be my next project after the truck is mobile and out of my way. I can move that thing around and actually get back to working on it. So that is next in the lineup. I do have 2 cars at my brother's house. Like a 86 El Camino, I think it is, 84, something like that I got to help him get going. That just needs some brake lines and stuff. That's easy stuff. We will still make some content out of it. He also has a 74 hatchback Nova that needs some work. He's still trying to decide if he's leaving the 250 inline 6, and then we may turbo that thing, which will be a new adventure for me. I've never in my life messed with a turbo. So he's trying to decide if he wants to do that, or he has a little 307 small block. If he doesn't use that small block, I'm going to be stealing the heads off of it, because it's got some GM performance heads on it. And I'm going to throw them on the Nova for now until I figure out what I'm going to do there. Transmission-wise, I don't know what I'm doing. The Power Glide that's in there, I've pulled it in and out 3 times. 3 times now. Every time we fill it up, it just spews all its guts back out on the ground. I've put new filters in it. I've resealed the pan multiple times now. I don't know what the deal is. It also has a broken ear on it, which it's a 307. There's not a lot of torque power going through that thing, so I wasn't worried about that. Now I'm kind of at a cross point of what I want to do, where I want to go with it. Is the 307 staying? I don't know. Is the Power Glide staying, or am I going to get a different Power Glide, or am I going to switch the drivetrain up altogether? I have not decided yet, but there are thoughts kicking in my brain. So I'm not trying to build drag cars. I'm not trying to build 1,000 horsepower daily drivers. None of that garbage. It's cool shit, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking any of that. I just don't have 1,000 horsepower money, basically. Or the know-how, because, you know, you gotta start adding turbos. Now, if I work on my brother's car, and we throw a little turbo on that inline 6, and we can make it scoot, who knows what we'll do down the road. But for now, I just gotta get this truck on so that I can drive it. I can drive it. My kid wants to drive it, but he doesn't know how to drive a stick, so until I can drive it, make sure all the bugs are out, let him drive my truck back and forth to school so he can be the cool kid at school, I guess. Until he gets this truck done. Then he's still going to be the cool kid at school because it's a truck that, you know, let's face it, anymore, most kids out there just get a hand-me-down car, or if you've got, you know, parents with money, you're just handed a car. There's not a lot of kids who get out there and get dirty and wrench on something, build it. You get a sense of pride out of that. You also are more responsible, believe it or not. The kids who just get handed crap will just destroy it because they didn't do anything with it. I bought my Nova myself as my first car. You know, everyone was like, oh, you need to pull that 307 out, and you need to put a 350 and stuff. Dude, the amount of work that I've had to do to that car just to keep it on the road, because it was my daily driver for 8 years. Through winter, through everything. Everyone was like, oh man, you don't have a Posi. It's got 273. It's a Power Glide and a 307. Of course it's got 273 gears. It'll still allegedly do over 120 miles an hour. But that's neither here nor there. But knowing that you have to fix something if it breaks, because mommy and daddy aren't going to bail you out. It's the same thing with my son. If he breaks something on this truck, I'm not going to be mad at him. But you better believe he's going to have his ass out here helping me fix it. Kids are kids. They're going to go out and do whatever they do. My son that will be driving this is way more responsible than I was at his age. So I doubt he's going to be out there being dumb. He is my kid, though. So there's always that. But he's more responsible, and he's already been out here helping me fix this stuff. He knows what it takes to have to do this stuff. If he blows that motor up, I'll help him. I'll walk him through it. I'm not pulling that thing out. He is. And depending on the damage, if he needs a new motor, he's going to have to wait. Because daddy ain't got new motor money just laying around. Then it'll be marketplace trying to find a 350 to build. Which may not be bad because it could actually get more power out of it. Because this is just a stock 2-bolt main truck motor. It's 30 over. It's a 355, you know, parts store replacement engine. It's 190 horsepower. It's nothing crazy. To me, that's pretty perfect for a kid learning how to drive. When I drop them off at school and I see these kids driving shit that is nicer than mine, I understand, because I went to a school and I was the poor kid at the school. You know, I had to take care of my own crap. I had to get a job. I had to buy my own car. I had to do all that stuff. And you got kids driving around in 400 horsepower cars that have no experience driving. especially something like that. And I know modern day cars, my Armada out there is 420 horsepower in an SUV. My truck's 560 and 1,000 foot-pounds of torque, and that thing on wet pavement is a handful. And you've got these kids who their parents just give it to them. Be a little more reasonable and responsible with your children. That's all I'm saying. Because when you do find that kid who's just handed stuff and wants to tear it up, unfortunately, those are the kids that either cause an accident and hurt themselves or hurt somebody else. So just be mindful of what you're teaching your kids. We live in a throwaway society. We live in a I want to be your best friend instead of your parent society, which is a giant problem, which is why you have so many kids out here that are just running rampant doing whatever they want to do. There's no accountability from your parents. So why would you have any? It's food for thought. All right, I will catch y'all when I get these uploaded. I just wanted to let you know what's going on, give you a heads up. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy. Be safe. Have fun.